All right, I can't sit through this whole thing. Anyway, so
I couldn't hear it.
oh, could you not? So it was just
No,
after you. Oh, perfect. Oh,
I
wow.
was waiting for you to say something because I couldn't hear the music.
You can't hear that at all.
No.
Wait, I wonder.
Oh, there it is.
Anyway, doesn't matter. So anyway, I'm gonna have so much fun with all these sounds and buttons and things. And
Can you tell we got some new toys?
Just wait till I like upload a bunch of sounds in here that are like mine. Like it'll be great.
It needs to be like LA Knight yelling, yeah. It needs to be the first one you put in there. And anytime there's a point you agree with, just, yeah.
I have one of The Rock. Let me see if I can find it real quick because I feel like it might be a good one. Oh, here it is. Upload. Go faster.
Shut up, bitch!
Yeah, if you can hear it on the show, I guess, whatever. Anyway, listen.
PG-13 episode.
Sure. Maybe from now on. Anyway, listen. A lot happened on Raw, and essentially we can just go over Raw this week. First off, how much of the show did you see?
So I picked up,
like, I know you don't have like cable.
Like in the middle of, well, my soon-to-be in-laws so graciously gave me their YouTube TV info. So I hopped in like right as Uncle Howdy asked if Bo Dallas was abusing Bray Wyatt's legacy or something like that.
Did you see the first question he asked him?
I went back and rewatched it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
Real quick, because I wasn't on last week's episode. Like, quick fire. 1, Jacob Fatu looks amazing, and I cannot wait to see like more in-depth stuff from him. The Wyatt 6 debut is probably top 3 that I've ever seen. NXT is awesome.
Top 3. Top 3.
Top 3 debut I've seen.
Oh, man.
And I'm considering it a debut and not a return because, like, half the group is returning, but it's the group's debut.
Right. I agree with you. I can only think of one other one that was like that impactful, and that would be like the Nexus debut.
That's up there.
That was,
for me. It's
wild.
Maybe group specifically: Nexus, Wyatt 6, Shield.
I think the Shield's debut was kind of weak.
Well, as somebody who didn't know what was going on, maybe that's my nostalgia talking because I was a child. I thought that these 3 mercenaries just coming in and interrupting this match was dope.
To some people, you're still a child. Anyway, listen. So Raw kicks off with Drew McIntyre in the ring, cutting a promo.
He took his friendship bracelet.
I know. It was so stupid, but I liked it.
I liked it because, like, it played into the fact, like, in the Clash at the Castle match, he had his wife's initial on his tape. Mm-hmm. So he understands how important stuff like that is to married men.
Right. So it's they're getting really good at nuance. That's, I think, if we can, pick anything, they're getting really good at nuance. With randomly, like, not telling you that Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio are in the back of the shot walking out of the same room. You know what I mean? Like, they're getting really good at, like, these little planting seeds and things, letting you figure it out.
Speaking of Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, when Drew walked out onto the stage with Punk on his shoulders like this, I was so convinced that he was going to hit him with a GTS.
I was too. And then I was concerned when he dropped him because I'm like, isn't this man, like, technically still injured?
You think Drew cares?
Well, I think on a professional level, yes. Story-wise, no. That's the goal. That's the point, though, right? It's to blur the line a little bit, which they're doing a fantastic job. But yeah, so Chad Gable arrives. That was hilarious. I love that there's like security everywhere now. Like on SmackDown, they made sure to mention there's extra security, nothing like that's gonna happen. And then every single shot there was like security, like there's people around. I was like, oh,
There's
okay.
extra security, but this giant freaking Samoan can get through and destroy
Yeah.
everybody.
Well, you know, grain of salt territory, I guess. So Chad Gable arrives, even though people said he was dead. I think people need to go back and watch the Wyatt Six debut because it didn't look like Chad was.
No, it looked like he got shot in the head.
No,
It looked like he got
no,
shot in the head.
I think people are misconstruing Chad Gable and the other guy that had the blood splatter behind him. That dude looked like he got.
No,
shot
it
in
was
the
the
head.
hit that's right here.
It didn't look like he got shot in the head, bro. No, there was no exit wound.
Not all gunshots go all the way through.
If you put it to someone's head, it's going through. It's got a bone, and then goo, and then a bone. It's going through at some point. Nah. Anyway, besides the point, Chad Gable shows up, looks paranoid, has a thing on his head. Loved it. I love the he's looking around.
Dude, he looks like $1 million right now. This man looks amazing. His acting skills, like, because that Chad Gable could go in the ring.
Yeah.
His like mic work and acting skills these past couple months, give him the title.
Not yet. Dude, the thing that's been crazy the last couple months is not only like there's so many people you could like, speak praise on, and none of it's out of place. Like, think of all the people that are just doing their best work right now. And it's like all you had to do is put them in a position to succeed, and they do. It's kind of fascinating,
Mm-hmm.
But Chad Gable definitely one of them. Drew McIntyre's one of them. I dare say Dominic Mysterio's one of them.
Dominic has been amazing.
Yes.
I do kind of wish that the whole boo Dominic as soon as he goes to talk thing, I kind of wish that would die down a little bit because
it's not going.
It's hard for him to like progress in a story if nobody will let him talk.
Nah, he'll be okay. I think eventually. I don't know if it'll ever go away. It'll go away eventually at some point, but to me, I find it too funny. I like that every time he goes to speak, they're like, "No." That just makes me giggle.
Yeah, I mean, I get the appeal behind it. I just think that if we want him to be able to grow and to like be able to tell stories, he has to be able to cut a promo where people can hear him.
I don't care if Dom Mysterio grows. He's the perfect little idiot right now. I'll take him for how he is and let him get there eventually. He will. Don't worry about him. He's only been wrestling for 4 years. Like, really think of that.
That's wild.
Right, since the pandemic. His first match was against Seth Rollins.
Ref Solins.
Yeah, right. So Chad Gable arrives, paranoid. Later on, he's gonna, talk to Alpha Academy. We get Braun Breaker versus Kaiser. Good Lord, I'm coming around to Ludwig Kaiser. Like he looks so stupid, and he has such a punchable face. He looks like Squidward in that episode of SpongeBob where he's like all like handsome
Squidward. Yeah.
Yeah. Like he's just so you just want to punch him in the face. But like I think they had they had a really hard hitting match for what they could do. I honestly like.
Did you see that Kaiser got hurt?
I was actually going to ask you about that because I saw he got hurt, but I didn't see an update on what happened or.
I haven't seen an update or anything. I've just seen that he was hurt.
Let's see if I can pull one up then, because.
To the Twitter machine.
I'm already on it. Let's see. He suffered an injury during his match. The Imperium member. I mean, it doesn't say what happened. It says he had an injury, which caused them to change it so that now Braun goes after Sammy. But I mean, so.
Oh, real quick. Sika Onawai passed away today.
Really?
Yeah, like
a
couple hours ago. It was announced a couple hours ago.
Oh wow!
At the age of 79.
That's Roman's dad, isn't it?
I think it's Roman's uncle. Unless it is his dad. Nope. Yep. That's his dad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his dad.
Yep.
Yeah,
Man.
that sucks.
So prayers out to the Anawai family.
Yeah. The real tribal chief passed. Anyway, yeah, that sucks. So, what'd you think of the Braun and Kaiser match? Oh, you didn't see that match. You were.
I
You
saw
weren't on
this. I caught the start of it. Because I was over at Lauren's house.
that.
I was at her house. I was like, "Your parents aren't here. I'm throwing Raw on real quick."
That's right.
I think that Braun Breaker is the best thing going on Raw from like an in-ring standpoint.
Really?
In ring, like this guy is untouchable.
I think he's.
Maybe like
I think he's booked that way. I don't.
that's fine. Let it. Okay, I'll be worked by the fact that nobody can touch this dude. You see his Frankensteiner? This man's
He almost
jumps to the
died.
top. That's fun. Against Sheamus, yeah. But I was talking. We're not talking about yet. Like, dude looks like $1 million every week, and
Absolutely.
it's great.
And the way they're booking him is really helping.
What were they, bro? We saw his squash match against Cameron Grimes. Like we were there
right,
for that.
right before Cameron Grimes got squashed by the company.
Thought they were making that Braun Breaker's character
Yeah.
get squashed, get fired.
Right. That sucks. Yeah, no, but yeah, we did. But like again, it's all in the people he's working with, and it's all in the way he's booked. He's booked to be an intense, crazy person, and he can pull that off really well. My thing is, what happens when he loses? He can't. He's not going to be a Goldberg and just plow through everybody and get all the way to the top. Win the
Why
title
not?
Well, why would
He's over. He's over. He's so over. It's insane. He is a heel that gets cheered without question.
Really?
People love this
so,
guy.
So let me ask you, what is more valuable in current WWE, the Intercontinental title or the Money in the Bank briefcase?
What is more valuable, the IC title or the?
What's more valuable?
From a kayfabe standpoint, I would say Money in the Bank.
Okay, so why did they put him in the IC title match?
Because they wanted to put a mid-card belt on him.
But why?
Because there's players for the world title right now.
But so what you're saying is he's not just gonna all the way to the top?
Well, no, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen.
Bro, Jack Swagger was put in that match and won it. What a disaster that was.
That was my first WrestleMania. That was my first Money in the Bank ladder match.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry.
I watched it at your house with you.
I'm still sorry.
That was my first exposure to the Money in the Bank ladder match was Jack Swagger.
So sad. So sad. So sad. Look, point is, to me, the upward trajectory is Money in the Bank. IC title is great for your resume. It's great to look, this is what I did. But at the end of the day, it's all about them world titles.
Well, so I think that it is just too. It's the same reason why I don't think Carmelo Hayes is getting Money in the Bank. It's just
No, of course not.
They got here and they're really hot, but they've also just got here.
Mm-hmm. Same with
have the build. Yeah, I said they.
Yeah.
But that's why they didn't put him in the Money in the Bank match so that he can build himself. It's the standard. You start with how many people do you know come to the main roster and immediately go for the world title that aren't named Finn Balor?
I was going to say Finn Balor. AJ Styles. His first title.
AJ Styles is a veteran of the business. He's not some rookie. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm talking like NXT call-ups. Because he didn't start in NXT. I'm talking guys who started in NXT, came up. I should have clarified that. That's my bad.
So Finn Balor then.
Who aren't Finn Balor?
Okay. Why do you got to exclude Finn Balor?
because he's the one guy who isn't part of that trend. I said who aren't named Finn Balor.
Yeah,
First of all,
you said
I wanted Balor in the Money in the Bank contract match this year. You know how irritated I am that he's not in that match?
Time out. Who said he's not in that match?
Bro, they have one qualifying match next week, and he just won the tag titles. He's not going in Money in the Bank.
Hey, let me ask you something. There's a lot of guys that were in those qualifying matches that could have been in this match, right?
Mm-hmm.
And WWE has been known to do these last minute, like, all right, everybody that failed to qualify, here's your last chance.
When are they going to do it? Money in the Bank's a week from Saturday.
Yeah, so they have a SmackDown.
They would have announced the Last Chance Battle Royal thing.
They
would have announced that.
They have a whole other Raw and a whole other SmackDown. They can do anything on SmackDown. That second SmackDown.
I don't know.
There's time. Don't sweat it. He could still be in there.
I don't think he is.
They booked an entire segment on Raw because a dude got injured to change a whole plan, and no one questioned it. What do you mean? Braun going after the IC title is all strictly because Kaiser got injured.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a fatal 4-way.
That was all booked on the fly. What do you, we can...
I am confident in saying that I don't think Balor will be in the Money in the Bank match.
That's fair. But saying he isn't or he won't be, a little shaky. Plus, I think it's funny if he is, because if he wins it.
Oh, dude, I will be the happiest person. I will be on my honeymoon yelling, "Let's go!"
I love Finn Balor.
Walking through Disney World, being like, "Yeah!"
You might get kicked out for that. All right, so we next thing that happened on Raw was we got confirmation that the WrestleMania 40 doc is actually dropping Wednesday, July
Tomorrow.
3rd.
Oh no, it's next week.
July 3rd.
Yeah, I'll believe it when it drops.
You know what I heard someone say? It's interesting that it's dropping on a Wednesday night. You know what's funny?
I didn't think of that.
You know what's funny? Is they might have more viewers than Dynamite.
People are not watching Dynamite.
Bro, it's... Have you tried to watch Dynamite lately?
I just got cable yesterday.
Oh, so no. Yeah, so... tried last week. Dude,
the last time I watched a Dynamite was, ironically, Cody's last match in AEW.
I think a lot of people would say that same thing.
Well, it wasn't on purpose. It's just that was the last time I had cable.
Hold on a second.
What's the bird saying?
I'm so confused.
Is everything okay?
I think so. Hey, you okay? Oh, he just left. Oh, she got her Amazon packages.
Dude, I thought you were like doing a bit. I was waiting for the Wyatt 6 thing to flash on your half of the screen.
I'm pretty sure. So I'm pretty sure. Like I saw my wife walk past me, and I was like, "She just walked past me." And I look, and there's a light on, and I'm like, "Shell?" And there's nothing, and I'm like, "The hell?" And then all of a sudden I hear a door. I'm like, "Oh, she did walk outside."
I was waiting to hear like ding, ding, ding.
Again, I wonder how many sound effects I can add here. This is gonna get so much fun. Anyway, back to this. WrestleMania doc finally comes out July 3rd. I am so excited about it. Because I want to know. I want to know like what really happened, right?
Oh yes, and WWE's going to tell us everything that really happened. I
think they're going to tell you about 90% of what happened. I think just at 10% they still just kind of like nah. You're not going to know that The Rock was actually a big...
If that one SmackDown segment didn't happen, beautifully told story with no question marks.
But might be the best pivot in wrestling ever.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is I want to know. You know what I mean? So, all right. So next thing that happens is Chad Gable qualified for the Money in the Bank. You know, the guy that was shot in the head. Yay, good for him. Great match. Good thing. Real cool.
The fact that he said out loud, "Tales of my demise" were greatly exaggerated.
He knew. He knew what he was doing. Um,
Did you see that Triple H addressed the R.I.P. Chad Gable stuff on the Pat McAfee show?
yeah, I actually listened to that earlier. So stupid. Just kept
Oh,
making
forgot to
jokes.
mention that the Miz was doing commentary for the first hour of the show because
Yes.
Pat McAfee had kayfabe. It was the Wyatt Six attack that kept him out, but in reality, he had a family emergency come up.
Yeah, I didn't know what happened. All I just knew that the Miz was on Raw doing commentary, which honestly,
So,
he's gonna be fine doing it. You know, just run his
yeah,
mouth. And
I think that's a good spot for him to slide into after he's done wrestling,
I think so too.
potentially.
I think so too. But the problem is he
'Cause the
doesn't-
thing
he never
about-
gets injured because he's so safe. You know.
Bro, this man was doing springboards in the main event. I was like, when did the Miz know how to do? Since when does the Miz go to the top rope ever?
Daniel Bryan. So after Chad Gable's match, Nikki Cross shows up, and you know
Terrifying.
Chad Gable's like, "No, I'm out, deuces, he's gone." Nikki Cross grabs a package, brings it over to
An Amazon delivery package.
yeah. Michael Cole and says, and you know, he opens it. It's a VHS. It says "Play Me," and
This man's Cole had to explain what a VHS tape was.
He did. He's like, I don't even know if we have anything to play this. And he asked one of the production guys to run it backstage, and I thought that was such a cool touch, though. That she gives it to him, and then he is like, I don't know what to do with this. He's like, hey, go figure this out. I like that it wasn't immediately the next segment. You know what I mean? There was a nice gap, and it was like, hey. And then also, if you think about the fact that it was on a VHS tape, all the videos we've seen have been square, and not like you know
HD.
what I mean? Right. So it's like it's a little thing, but they really thought out well, if we're gonna give him a VHS tape, then all the videos before that should be 3:4
That
aspect
style.
ratio. Yeah, and even if you go back and look at the QR codes, they're 3:4, and then they just move. Like the outline of the thing moves. So yeah, there's that.
Oh, the package. The package said for Pat too,
Mhm. Yeah, it was for Pat
So-
McAfee.
who wasn't there because they killed him.
You know, maybe.
Just don't look on ESPN from 12
Yeah,
to 3 o'clock.
right. So later we would see that video comes up. Cole kind of talks it up. They play it, and you see a video of Uncle Howdy sitting there talking to someone, and you can't tell who it is at first. And then turns out it's Bo Dallas, and he goes, "How was it? How did it feel when your brother died?"
Dude,
And
this was
that's when I text you. Oh my god! It was like, whoa! It was the whole Bray Wyatt thing. The Wyatt family was always veiled in a sense of,
ooh, spooky.
right, kind of mystical, magical kind of thing. And this just was real, and it was no, right to it. And I love that he asked him, "How did it feel when your brother died?" Right, acknowledging Bo Dallas is your brother, straight out, so everybody knows if they didn't already, and they all do, right? And then he went and asked him, do you feel like you're diminishing your brother's legacy? And these are things everyone, myself included, and me and you both have had this conversation, have been talking about. Is this diminishing the Bray Wyatt's legacy? Is this, I kept saying you got to be really careful how you do this because you could ruin. I love that they went straight for it and said, had Bo Dallas
Address it out the gate
immediately. Right. I love that because what it did is it stopped the conversation of, is this what you should be doing? You know what I mean? And he said, I'm not going to let him become a mausoleum. I was like, that's a great line.
Pardon my lack of intelligence. What's a mausoleum?
You don't know dude.
No.
Dude, how do you not know what a mausoleum is? Google mausoleum. I want to see the light bulb.
How do you spell that?
Ask Siri, bro. How do you not know what a mausoleum is? Come on.
Define mausoleum. I can't spell. I went to school in Taylor. What do you want? Oh, okay.
Do you feel better?
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like a statuesque
Yeah.
building where people like bodies. Yeah.
I want to see for the next 4 weeks of TV interviews like this with the other 4 members, explaining why they're there.
Or
Uncle Howdy is interviewing Eric Rowan. Uncle Howdy is interviewing Dexter Loomis, Nikki Cross, Joe Gacy. I especially want to see the Eric Rowan one.
I want to see that
because you can talk about Bray, you can talk about Brody, you can talk about
no
all of it.
The one that'll be the most interesting will be the one with Dexter Loomis.
Because he'll either talk for the first time or he won't speak at all.
No, he should speak. Not only should he speak, he should blink like a normal human being. Because it's freaky, first off. But no, like, I think either do that or you do them constantly with Bo and Uncle Howdy, where he's like just really grilling him. If you go back and look way back in the day, when Mankind showed up in WWE, they had video packages for weeks of JR interviewing him. It was like little tidbits every week. And it was like him just explaining the crazy, you know what I mean? And the things he's been through and why he's doing these things. And it was like, it really showed you like Mick Foley had like a whole character in his head, you know what I mean? For this dude. And it was like that. So if you're not going to do it with these other people, do that. Also, more violent attacks. Just take people out. I don't care. Kill Chad Gable, maybe. Just I really don't care. But like, just something. I watched this whole episode of Raw, made sure I was wide awake for it to see someone get mauled. And it happened a couple times, but they didn't do it. But what they did do, holy crap,
I am okay with the fact that they didn't jump anybody this week. I think that this is the perfect follow-up because they're explaining why, right? And at the end of the little interview, Uncle Howdy asks Bo, like, well, who are you?
Mm-hmm.
And Bo's like, I'm nothing. Without my brother, I'm nothing. And it's really is just getting to that, like, grief of losing his brother and what this heavy emotion of grief can really drive people to do. Because at the end of the interview, he's like, they have to remember. We're going to make them remember.
You know what I'm curious of, though? So the Fiend would do this thing where he would just not only massacre you, right? But whenever your feud with the Fiend was over, you were not the same.
No.
Like, your character wasn't the same. You were not the same. Remember the Earth Saver Daniel Bryan? Because he feuded with the Fiend, right? Remember?
No, that was before.
Mm-hmm. No, it
he was Earth Saber before. Yes, he was, because Earth Saber Daniel Bryan was Kofi Mania Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
And that came before, because that was 2019, and then Bryan and the Fiend had a strap match at Royal Rumble 2020.
You sure it was? Are you sure?
Positive.
Okay. So anyway,
it's one of my three favorite. Not three. It's one of my favorite pay-per-views. I remember it very clearly.
But the point is that the Fiend changed the people he would interact with.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Everyone was different after they dealt with him, in one way or another. And then I look at Chad Gable, right, who on Raw came back to the Alpha Academy. He was like, "I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so whatever," and all these things. And Otis correctly was like, "Nah." However, I wonder if this is like supposed to kind of do that thing where it's like either Chad Gable's being a crazy psychopath who's just trying to get his people back to protect him. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed, Ivy Nile and the Creed brothers showed up. So there's that. But I wonder if there was like a thought of maybe people will be changed by all this, but maybe not. Um, I don't know. Curry and Cross had that same thing going actually for a while. He'd have a feud and lose, but like the person would never be the same. They would like change certain things about themselves. It's kind of an interesting idea. Anyway, so after the interview, uh, we did Dominic Mysterio with his giant plate of chicken nuggets. Was my favorite thing on Raw.
Oh. Do you understand the joke behind that?
I just feel like Dominic is a child. And he's
no, there was an interview with Finn and Damien like last year or something. And they were like, "Who's the pickiest eater of the Judgment Day?"
Yeah, I've seen this. Yeah.
And they were like, "It's Dom.
Yeah.
He'll only eat chicken nuggets."
So
they walk into the clubhouse. He's got a giant plate of chicken nuggets. Also, were you able to pick out what? So the Judgment Day were like hanging out in the clubhouse, and JD and Carlito were playing 2K, right?
Mm-hmm.
Were you able to pick out what the match that was going on was?
It was Rhea and Lita, I believe,
in a TLC match.
Mm-hmm.
Foreshadowing.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't know.
Instead of Lita, it'd be Liv.
I kind of want. Like a. Do you remember? You probably don't remember this match, but I know you're aware of it. The custody of Dominic Mysterio match.
Oh yeah, I've seen this match.
That's what I need right now.
We talked about this before.
I know, but the more this goes on, the longer I just want it. So Damien walks into the clubhouse. Dominic has the biggest plate of microwaved chicken nuggets I've ever seen. That's made me laugh.
Super Bowl party.
Yeah, but to himself. And then, Carlito and was it JD or was it Finn? I think it was JD. Are playing. It was
JD.
Was you sure?
No, it was JD.
Yeah, because Finn was talking with Priest. So they're playing, and he's like, Priest's like, where'd all this come from? It was, the gifts from Liv. And then the best moment is Carlito has the best facial expressions. Oh my god.
Last time I was here, I was like, Carlito doesn't really fit with the Judgment Day. And now I think Carlito's my favorite part of the Judgment Day.
Yes. Yeah. So he's like, "Oh, Liv just texted me," and then he shows them what we assume is probably like a nude or something, or some salacious text message, and
that's cool.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Carlito,
Carlito."
That's like the second time that's happened. Oh, that's cool. With the hotel key, and then this.
That's not cool.
This is so funny.
I texted you this earlier, but I need a YouTube show or sitcom of something. It's 2.5 men, but instead of that cast, it's Damien, Dom, and Carlito, with Carlito as the Charlie Sheen character.
I could totally make that meme. It's so funny. It was so funny. I laughed out loud. It was hilarious. So this whole thing is gonna go on. Liv eventually convinces R-Truth that, hey, you should give them a tag title match. They really would like one, and he falls for it. And then the Miz on the
he's like, wait, what? Huh?
And the Truth's like, why are you dressed like that? We want to have a match and everything. Is like, dude,
I've been on commentary on.
And then we get to the main event. Well, first there was the women's tag title match. Alba fired.
I don't think it was for the titles. I think it was just
no,
but nonetheless.
Just women's tag match.
Okay.
Isla Dawn, Alba Fire, and then Caden Carter and Casey Catanzaro. That's her real name. That's the correct name. That was all right. Their offense is real cool, but whatever. Match was.
They're also both the size of Shell, so.
Right. Match was fine, and then we get to the main event, And before
Well,
the
no, you skipped
before, go
I
ahead.
was gonna say you skipped Cross and Kofi. So
Yeah.
this was the first match that I got to watch in its entirety after I had picked up. Karrion Cross came out to the ring, and my first thought was, God, this guy looks so lame. Like the word aura is being thrown around a lot nowadays. Like he has no aura. Karrion Cross is sitting there beating his chest to the beat of his theme song, and I'm like, God, you're so lame.
What do you think about him that's missing? What's missing from him? First off, they need to get rid of Paul Ellering. He has no purpose there. He's just the fifth person.
I don't know. I think that I I don't want to say it this way, but I can't think of other words. I think he's just too far gone. All the damage that they did with his first NXT call up, I don't know if it's
The Gimp mask?
the Gimp mask and the losing to Jeff Hardy while he was still NXT
In like 30
champion, and
seconds.
yeah, it's just like when he came back all those years ago, like and attacked Drew and was threatening Roman. I never took it.
I liked that. We never meant anything.
First of
That's
all,
the problem.
he never went after Roman. He was like, your title reign's coming to an end, and then never challenged Roman.
No. When someone was jumping the Bloodline members from behind, I forget who it was, but remember they went to Karrion and they were like, "Is it you?" And he goes, "If I want to come for Roman's title, I'll come for Roman's title to Roman's face." And he just
I don't remember that.
No, we never did anything with it. So,
Yeah, I don't know if. First of all, it would help if he shaved his head and went back to how he looked at NXT because he was actually scary looking with a bald head.
I don't think it matters. I don't know. I don't know what we do with Karrion Cross, but I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is Karrion Cross won that match because they started jumping Xavier in the back. Okay. Cool.
Do you think that we're going to get the Woods Kofi split?
No. Unless the New Day want it. Unless one of the members of the New Day want it. I don't think so.
Listen, I know this is like 100% fantasy booking and it's not going to happen. Set up a match for like Survivor Series or something, and it's 3-on-2 Authors of Pain versus the New Day, and then just bring Big E back. Use this whole storyline as a way to bring Big E back.
Sure. You know what? I would like that. But
And Big E coming back is what keeps them from breaking up.
But if he's not healthy, I don't want it.
No, yeah.
I don't want that man to risk his health. You know?
That's the thing is, everybody's online like, he's saying he's not cleared. He's saying he's not cleared. He's not going to say that he's cleared to wrestle. Because when he's cleared to wrestle, they're going to bring him back as a surprise.
Well, they would. But also, like, legitimately, he has no idea what his future holds because of the way his neck is healing.
Yeah. Apparently, he's been down in Mexico receiving stem cell treatments.
Good for him.
He did come out and say that he's not cleared, but he's not in pain anymore.
Yeah,
and that's really good.
He's not been in pain for a long time, which has been great.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was in pain as soon as he got the neck brace off. So that's good. His life is still good. His body is still good. That's great. If he can't wrestle, but can just be a happy person who like we get to see on kickoff shows and things, fine.
Let him be a manager. Have him be somebody's mouthpiece.
Color commentary. If Booker T leaves, let him go to NXT and do that. And then, if he performs, call him up.
I'm over the Booker T commentary.
I love Booker T, and I will never say a bad word about Booker T. Booker T was the best part of WCW, and at the end there, while I was like one of 5 people still watching, like the best thing about WCW. So, and King Booker was hilarious. Anyway, so we finally get to the main event. Oh, Damian Priest comes back to the clubhouse to get his title, and when he does, Liv Morgan's there. She's hi, and she walks out.
Hi, Damian.
Yep.
Bye, Damian.
And then the only person in there is Finn. And he's like, hey, you see how this looks? And he's like, yeah. And Finn looks after like Damian leaves, Finn looks a little annoyed, and so we're definitely like planting seeds for them to change, which is why I still think he could be in the Money in the Bank and win it. See,
I would love Finn Balor in the bank. I just don't think it's happening.
it would be great.
100%.
So good. So good. Imagine at the end of the night, Damian wins his match, and he's conquered Seth Rollins, and then all of a sudden they all come out to cheer him and be happy for him. And then, no. And then he just slyly passes the briefcase off to the ref when no one's looking. And then he just beats the piss out of Damian Priest, wins that belt.
Finn Balor versus
Ooh.
Gunther at SummerSlam.
Oof. There's so much you could do. But anyway, so we get to the tag team title match, and we have Liv Morgan comes out and helps. She hugs R-Truth, and the way she did it was perfect. She hugs him, and she's smiling, and then her face drops, and she's staring right at Finn, and she chokes him on the rope, and then Finn Balor drop kick, coup de grace. 1, 2, 3, new tag team champions. Thoughts?
I think Finn winning the tag belts is what convinced me he's not going to Money in the Bank.
It means nothing.
Listen, I know, but
Damian
also
Priest was a tag team champion and
after he won the briefcase.
So what?
I don't know. Maybe I'm being pessimistic.
So you can have a tag title and a briefcase at the same time, but only if you have the briefcase first?
I don't know. I don't know.
Did you hear yourself?
I don't know. I have come to the acceptance that we're not getting Balor in the bank. And if I'm wrong, I will be the happiest person because Finn Balor's my favorite. But I don't think it's happening.
I'm saying it could happen. Who knows?
Don't give me hope.
You're like the Edmonton Oilers fans right now. Don't give me hope.
I hate the Panthers.
Oh, I love the Panthers. I actually said they'd win it in 5.
So not to turn this into a hockey podcast, but Jake Wallman got traded, and now I'm sad.
For future considerations, that's the part that burns me a little bit. And I think it's cap space, and I think furthermore it's probably trying to get a piece for whatever they draft, or maybe getting a draft pick or something from them. Like, we're gonna get something from them, It'd be great to get their first round draft pick. They got the first pick. That'd be great.
I doubt we're getting their first overall pick for Jake Wallman.
We're not. But I think they have 3 picks this draft, so
No, but I don't know. It feels kind of redundant that the tag belts are back to the Judgment Day. If they were going to put the tag belts back on the Judgment Day, I would have rather it been Dom and JD, just because I feel like it feels like JD is like having it be Finn and JD,
or Carlito and JD,
Carlito and Dom. That'd be hilarious. That'd be great.
Right, but I think the reason I think the reason it's not those two. I think the reason it's Finn and JD specifically is story driven. Dom already has a story. He already has a reason to be on the show because he has 2 women essentially, one woman trying to get him away from another, right? He's in this weird love triangle story. Finn, we're not sure what. There's no real. The story with him is between him and Damian Priest, right? And then the story with JD is not existent. He has a big head and he's a weirdo. That's about it. That's why I said you could have done JD Carlito, because there's really no.
Yeah.
They're just there. Carlito's comedic, comedy.
Comedic relief.
Yeah, at this point. And you know what? I'm okay with it because it's funny. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not upset about them being tag champions. I didn't.
Miz and Truth held those titles for too long anyway.
Yeah. Well, when's the last time they defended them?
I think they defended him against the New Catch Republic a couple weeks ago or something. I don't know.
But like they're not doing anything to elevate these titles, or
No.
honestly, it looks like Miz is eventually going to turn on R-Truth anyway because he's an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's not like you didn't see it coming at some point,
Yeah, I don't know. You want to talk Money in the Bank for a little bit before NXT starts?
Yeah, we can do it for like 10 minutes or so. What are your thoughts so far?
So as of right now, my current pick to win Money in the Bank, the men's, is Chad Gable. Based off the field that they have provided, Chad Gable's my current pick.
Well, wait, so hold on. In the match so far, we have Chad Gable,
Andrade.
Andrade is in it. You're right.
Carmelo Hayes.
And Jey Uso. So far, my pick's Jey Uso.
Next week, their triple threat matches are Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre versus Ilya Dragunov, which, oh my god. And then on SmackDown...
Dragunov wins that.
No, Drew's going to win it.
No.
I feel like Drew... Okay, either way. Nope. Sheamus is just there to get pinned.
Well, look at the people in the match. How many vendors are in this match so far?
One more time. You broke up.
How many vendors are in this ladder match so far?
Jey Uso.
Yeah, that's it. There's never that many. They're not gonna waste Drew McIntyre in here. And if they did, he would have to lose because of CM Punk.
Yeah, that's what I think would happen. So it's Sheamus versus Drew versus Ilya for the last Raw spot, and then it's LA Knight versus Logan Paul versus Santos on SmackDown for the last SmackDown spot. That's why I was like, yeah, the spots are filled.
Doesn't mean nothing. They can always throw an extra guy in there.
So I think Santos wins the SmackDown one. I think Drew wins the Raw one, but I think Chad Gable walks away with the briefcase.
Okay, so if your predictions are correct, who goes in, right? Who do you think? If we add Drew and LA Knight, you still think Chad Gable wins?
Santos.
You think Santos is gonna win?
I think that Logan Paul and LA Knight cancel each other out.
Santos would be good in a ladder match.
Then again, Logan Paul in the Money in the Bank would be good too. No, I think Chad wins, and I think that he cashes in on Gunther, and he's like, I finally beat Gunther. I finally did it.
It's not a bad suggestion.
It's through the Money in the Bank.
I think Jey Uso does it and gets a rematch at Gunther. He would have beat him had Jimmy Uso not got involved. Would have done it. I don't know.
You're a lot higher on Jey Uso than I am.
Because I was at SmackDown, and that dude's so freaking over, bro.
I was at SmackDown.
That dude
I was with
so
you.
Freaking over. Good Lord. All right. So women's Money in the Bank. So far we have Io Sky, Chelsea Green, Lyra Valkyria, and there's 3 to be determined.
I think Tiffany Stratton is in the qualifier next week.
So there's no way.
I think she's winning. I think it's her or Chelsea. It's going to be one of the ladies from SmackDown.
Oh, God, be Chelsea Green. Please.
It's in Canada. She is Canadian.
For the love of God, be Chelsea Green. She's so stupid. I love her so much. She's this. Oh my God. She reminds me of one of the Iconics. She's just that level of like airhead.
Oh, dude, she'd fit in perfectly.
Oh my God, I love it.
But no, I think it's either Tiffany or Chelsea. I think that Blair Davenport might be
Tiffany
a long shot.
You know what? I could see. I think the women's is going to be a little harder than the men's, right? Io Sky is there. She's the heavy hitter of all these ladies, right? She's the one that's going to kind of help tie this all together and jump on people. Io Sky's there for Flash. Chelsea Green's there to steal the match. But I could also make a case for Lyra Valkyria because I feel like she's kind of been killing it since Nia Jax sat on her.
Yeah.
Also, what a way to get back on Nia Jax for sitting on you.
So, but here's the thing: is they're not going to put both briefcases on the same show. There's going to be one and one, and we've both picked a raw
See,
guy.
this is how we go wrong every time we predict matches. We always go, well, they're not going to do this and this because of both of the. Sometimes we got to stop. Remember, sometimes we got to stop being so smart at wrestling, being wrestling fans, right? Because look what happened when we thought, oh, Chad Gable versus Sami Zayn. Oh, Chad Gable's going to win that match. Not a problem. What happened?
Chad Gable should have won
He
that
didn't,
match.
though. You're right. He should have.
But he should have.
Didn't. What was the other match on that card? We were like, oh, that's going to happen. But it didn't. We
thought Jade and Bianca were going to retain.
Why? Because they can't take a loss yet. No, they can, apparently.
I think it's one of the three ladies from SmackDown, either Chelsea, Tiffany, or maybe Blair Davenport as a long shot. I wouldn't be opposed.
No thanks. It's got to be Chelsea. It's Chelsea.
Sammy versus Braun.
That's the best.
Sammy versus Braun Breaker. I saw somebody pitch that they want this to be 2014 Brock versus John Cena.
You know what I want? I want Braun to lose because Sammy outsmarted him.
Interesting.
Right. Well, here's the thing, right? There's always this hot upstart who's really good and he's really got it. You're like, I don't know how this person's going to beat them. How do they beat them? Because they're a veteran and they can outsmart you because they've been doing this longer. That's an easy story to tell where Sami Zayn could actually win, right? Braun runs the ropes 3 times and goes for the spear. Okay, so Sami Zayn trips him and just does something to get him into the corner or just go stand in the corner. So he runs at the corner, moves, run to one corner, come back with a luva kick. You know, there's so many ways to do it, and someone's going to figure it out. It's Sami Zayn, but I mean, and that doesn't hurt Braun. He was outsmarted. He does Steiner math. Like, he's fine. You know what I mean? Big, strong guys.
I wouldn't be. So here's what I would like to see. I'd be okay with Braun winning this match. I would.
Wait, what was? I haven't seen Sami Zayn do that submission he's done in forever.
Yeah. The Koji clutch.
What if Braun?
I've been thinking about that.
Out in that. You know what? You know why I hated that move? You know why I did? Because I'd play this stupid wrestling game, and for whatever reason, I could not get out of submissions, and that was always that man's super, and I'd be like, "Damn it!" like.
No, but I'd be okay with Braun winning this match. Like, decimate Sammy, let Sammy go on a break for a little while, and then Sammy is Gunther's first, not like a long break, just like take the month off or whatever. Sammy is Gunther's first challenger post SummerSlam.
I really think Sammy will win that match.
I think Sammy needs to move into the main event scene. I think it's time. And like I was talking about last time I was here, if we're going to slide Jey Uso into that bloodline story like it's looking like is going to happen, somebody's got to take that top babyface spot on Raw.
2 matches to talk about real quick. One is suspected, and it's Logan Paul versus LA Knight. I bet that's going to be for SummerSlam.
That's SummerSlam.
It's just on this as like a prediction thing. But the other match that is announced is Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton versus the Bloodline. They did not specify which members.
I think it depends on whether or not they can get Jacob Fatu into Canada.
Well, there is that. We need to get someone.
If they can get him into Canada, it'll be him and the Tongans. If not, it'll be Solo.
It'll be Solo. It has to be Solo. Because
Why?
he's the tribal chief.
So? I'm not wasting my time in a 6-man tag match. I have goons for that.
No. I think the Bloodline win this match.
Kevin Owens is there for a reason.
Poor Kevin Owens.
I want to see Kevin Owens versus Jacob Fatu
I want to see
one-on-one.
Kevin Owens versus Gunther.
We saw that. Oh. There are so many people that I want to win this world title. Like, I want I want the WWE title to be like the long
But,
reign title. Like whoever the WWE Championship is
think
like
about
Mania to
this. Think
Mania or
about this real
whatever.
quick before you go off on your little tangent. How cool is it in 2024? WWE has done such a great job with their talent pool that there are not a small handful of guys, but a good number of guys that you could pop into the main event and they don't seem out of place. Like,
Mm-hmm. No,
like
100%.
it's kind of wild, dude. You know, um, it's I don't think they get enough credit for that. You know, you have an entirely other
No,
company that's
they're
doing the opposite. You know what I mean? And it's not even a shot. It's just tell me when the last time Chris Jericho feels like he could have been in a main event. You know what I mean? It's
he needs to
I
retire.
love Chris Jericho, but my God, dude.
No, but what I want to see out of these world titles is, especially because Roman's title reign being so long, kind of cut the sales out from a lot of people having the chance to be a world champion. Let the WWE Championship be for the super long title reigns. You know, Cody going Mania to Mania, whatever. Let the World Heavyweight Championship. Don't make it like a consistent carousel, but like a 6 month reign, a 3 month reign. Oh, you only had it a month, and get these guys who deserve world title reigns. World title reigns. Sami Zayn has not been a world champion since he's been on the main roster. That's
It's really not
insane.
though. Look at the way he was booked for the last, 2 year, last year and a half, compared to the rest of the time he was booked on the main roster. It's a tale
Yeah.
of two different stories.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm concerned, Sami Zayn might as not have been here for the last 6 years. He was just here for the last year and a half.
The
That's what I'm
bloodline.
saying. That's when he was relevant. That's when he became relevant, right? And so many characters have only become relevant in the last year and a half.
But like you were saying, Kevin Owens deserves a shot
my
at
God.
running with the world title again.
But you know what?
Punk is probably going to hold it at one point. McIntyre's got to have an actual reign at some point, right?
He did. He had a WWE reign.
Rollins wants it back.
Rollins
Balor's
can
going to
wait.
deserve
Rollins
a shot
can
at
wait.
it. Rollins. Oh no, Rollins can wait. I am okay with
Balor
Rollins
needs
waiting.
it.
Balor needs it. Gunther's gonna get it. Eventually, you're gonna have to put it on Breaker within the next couple years.
Next couple of years, if he stays at this trajectory, maybe. But like, I'm gonna say something that a lot of people are not gonna like. I don't think.
Don't say it.
I don't think he'll be able to keep this up once he has a loss. Like pinned, beat, loss. I think what I'm afraid of is a Ryback situation.
Yeah. No, honestly, I can see the trepidation.
Because
I just trust Hunter.
Okay, I do too. He's been killing it, but he has not had a Goldberg-esque character that he did effectively.
Gunther.
No, not exactly.
Gunther's been pinned once since being on the main roster.
Okay, Gunther's special,
And
Braun Breaker is not Gunther.
no, I'm not saying he is.
No, they're not. Not even close.
No, I have faith in Triple H to not screw this up.
I hope he doesn't. I really do. Well, I don't think it's on Triple H. I think it's on Braun himself. I feel like we have to be careful with young talent, and to a certain extent, what happened with Ryback, with the fall of Ryback, was on Ryback. He likes to point at everybody else and say it was all their fault and this fault because I didn't get this and whatever. No, you had a bad attitude. because the story wasn't going the way you thought it should. I get that, but that is not your job. You know what I mean? Your job is, hey, here's what we want to do. Here's why we want to do it. Here's where this goes. And you were like, oh, I'm going to lose. And then your bad attitude seeped onto the television show. And they see that. They see that in how you react, how you do things. So they start moving you down the card, and you're like, oh, well, they just don't like me. No, it's all your fault, man. You know what I mean? And I hope, I really hope Braun Breaker is aware enough, and Triple H can talk to him enough that he doesn't do that. He doesn't become a Scott Steiner kind of.
I think he will. I think he will be. He's also a kid. He's also a kid of the business. Okay, so Scott, like, he knows how this thing works.
His dad was great. Scott Steiner was crazy.
I was gonna say his dad wasn't Scott. His dad was Rick.
What I'm saying, Rick Steiner's great, and Rick Steiner's always been really respectable. But the Steiner blood is in there, and he's crazy, you know. And all I'm saying is, I really hope, at the best, he can have a long, really good career. I feel like he needs to actually develop talking skills and be able to communicate with the crowd, and maybe even get a little better at selling. But they haven't had him do that much. You know, they just have him destroy people, and I think that's hiding the weakness that he can't sell well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's still a lot of development for him, and that's why I say maybe. Oh my God, he's only been wrestling for a year and a half, 2 years. I think he needs a lot more time.
He was in NXT for a while, no, dude. What do you mean?
Bro,
yes, he got to NXT at the start of 2.0.
Which was when?
Pandemic. Or like a little bit into the pandemic.
After the pandemic.
No shot.
Yep.
No shot. I don't think that's right.
100%.
Well, either way, there are so many people that nothing. I'm just filling dead air because you're looking it
up. Shut up! No one likes you.
I can see the screen reflecting in your glasses.
Yeah, sorry. Well, I also have notes. I could be looking at my notes. February 18th, 2022. So just over 2 years. He was in the Performance Center before that, but he hadn't had a match till Performance Center.
Yeah.
I think he's got a bright future. Also, I want to drop one of those K's from his last name because it looks so stupid. But, he's got a bright future if he can, develop correctly, right? And I really hope he's open to it because he's going to be great. And I hope he doesn't just get full of himself now like Randy Orton did when he was younger. You know what I mean? That's another alternative.
I think he'll be. I think he'll be good. I do. I have faith. Maybe I'm naive, but
again,
I have faith in people.
I really do. We'll have to wait and see. So
yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, listen. We've gone through Raw. We've gone through roughly what might happen at Money in the Bank. Whenever I'll do a prediction show. Maybe if you send me yours by that point, I'll tell everybody all your wrong choices, and then we'll go from there. Because you are gonna be busy.
Yeah, I will be rather occupied.
That's a great way to put
that. Listen, I'm gonna be on my honeymoon. I'm getting married this weekend. It's great.
That's right. So anyway, this has been great. Thanks for being here. I'm gonna get off here and find out whatever I have to do post edit on this, get it uploaded, and we'll see what happens on Friday.
I'm gonna go watch NXT because it just started.
Yes, so NXT's been killing it lately.
Dude, yes, they have.
Question, real quick, just last thing. Do you believe in Joe Hendry?
Yes.
the correct answer. All right, man.
I was waiting for him to like pop up behind you because you said his name. I was waiting for him to appear.
That's the gimmick, right? I don't see him. All right, man. Take it easy.
Yep, I'll catch you later.